What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Week 10. We're going to be looking at spreads, overs, unders, all the good stuff, money lines, all that jazz. We are recording here on trade deadline day, so we will be, reacting live to all the trade updates. We did our other live episode this morning on the YouTube channel, and we did the same thing where we were reacting to trades such as Raheem Shaheed, Sauce Gardner. All those good trades have happened already. So if there's anything new that pops up, we'll let you know. Until then, let's take a look at Week 10. The first game we have up on the list here is Broncos hosting the Raiders. The Broncos are favored -8.5. The over/under is set at 42.5, and the Broncos are -485 on the money line. I don't know how I feel about this game. The Broncos offense has shown they can put up points against bad defenses, and I guess I would lean Broncos 8.5. That's just a lot of points for any team, especially a team with Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty. And it really depends on how Geno Smith plays, and I don't know which Geno Smith we're gonna get. So I would lean Broncos, but I don't like the 8.5 point spread. It's just a lot for me.
Yeah, even with the subtraction of Jacoby Myers.
Don't you might want to switch your mic.
Word.
Riley, real quick.
Yeah, with the Raiders selling at the trade deadline, selling adjacent, it doesn't inspire a whole lot of hope with me. I've got to imagine guys in the locker room sense that. I would take the Broncos.
Yeah, the points spread is a little wide, but there's no Max Crosby, there's no Jacoby Myers now. They still have Bowers, but Gene T hasn't really exploded like we thought he was going to in his rookie year.
Yeah.
And Geno Smith is nothing but inconsistent. So I feel like even the vibe, like if every player on there has their best day, I still don't even know if they can make it happen. It is a divisional game, but I think that can go either way in that I think the Broncos can really capitalize on the I obviously the game's not going on right now, but you can kind of feel momentum going into the week with
sure.
teams moving players and doing certain things, and this just looks like they're thinking about next year. They're not thinking about this game right now.
Sure. Colts hosting the Falcons. They go out and get Sauce Gardner. They move AD Mitchell. I think this is a huge game. Colts are -6.5. Give me the Colts all day. I think Jonathan Taylor will have a lot of yards in this game. A lot of yards. Sauce Gardner coming over there might not be full blown shut down lock up corner week 1 just because he's first week in the defense. But Drake London's balling out. He's been good this season. They have Bijan in Atlanta. It's a good offense, but this Colts team is just gonna outpace them in a horse race and give me Colts -6.5.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards the Colts as well. I think these two teams are built very similarly as far as what they're trying to accomplish in offense. I think the Colts getting Sauce Gardner is a huge move, especially them having they're going up against, I can't think of his name now, the receiver for Atlanta.
Drake London.
I think that'll be a huge matchup, even if he's only been there for a week at that point.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. So the Colts first overall offense, 32 points per game, 7th in defense at 20 points per game. Just added maybe the best corner in the NFL, or the most high-profile corner in the NFL. So the 7th ranked defense just added the most high-profile corner in the NFL.
Yeah.
Dalt?
Yeah, this Falcons team the whole team has just really been inconsistent. I'm not really sure how to make
beat the
heads
Bills,
and tails
they
of
beat
them.
the Vikings, they've
But they
lost
lost
to the Panthers.
Yeah, so really an any given Sunday team for sure. My head is definitely telling me Colts though. They are only on their second loss. And I don't see them losing 2 in a row, especially to the Falcons.
Alrighty, well, the next game up is Dalton's. What's your favorite 2 words in all of game predictions? Every week you use the same 2 words to describe at least one game, and this is that game.
Football.
There it is. Jets Browns. Jets hosting the Browns. Jets are minus 1.5 here. The over-under is set at 37, so they're expecting a sub 18-18 game. This is disgusting. There's really nothing good about this game. Riley might argue Justin Fields, but I don't even think that. I would honestly kind of lean Browns, but not really. The Browns defense is better, so I would take the Browns, I guess.
Yeah,
But they're on
Jets
the
just
road?
lost Sauce, so
I don't know. I'm going to lean Browns plus 1.5 here, but it's an absolute sucker of a game.
yeah, I agree.
Riley?
I'm leaning Jets.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going Jets. There will be
Riley
one
is-
highlight where Justin Fields makes Myles Garrett look silly, and that will get me off for the rest of the season.
Riley is the Justin Fields truther. He is the Justin Fields truther. He's the only one left. He's the only one left on the island. He's like, guys, there's a whole island of us. It's just him. Panthers versus Saints. Panthers are minus 5.5. The over/under set at 39.5. I kind of like that over, and especially in a divisional game. Crazy, wacky things happen. Minus 5.5. Give me that all day long on the Panthers. I think they win this game by a touchdown. The Saints are god awful. Lean Panthers minus 5.5.
Yeah. Another arguably this could be a good game. Bryce Young has been having some flashes, like he did last year. They're 5-4.
Yeah.
You know,
They're a winning football team.
so I definitely expect a win out of this team against the, especially after losing Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, Riley.
I'm leaning towards the Panthers, especially coming off that win against Green Bay. That's got to feel good. Walk around the room, guys got to be feeling nice. Yeah, give me Carolina.
Yeah, for sure. Dolphins plus 9.5 against the Bills. I mean, that's a lot of points. The Bills did look like the Bills of old against the Chiefs, and I understand what they're saying. But Josh Allen, as Riley has stated in the past, is a partial owner of the Miami Dolphins. I gotta lean Bills here at minus 9.5, but I don't like big spreads like this. I wouldn't bet on this game. As you just saw with the Lions Vikings last week, a divisional game where, it's just a lot of things can happen. I don't like it, but you would have to lean Bills because they're the better team. You would expect them to win. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their losses. Their losses are pretty bad. They lost to the Browns 31-6.
Yep.
Lost to the Chargers by 2. Lost to the Ravens by, a considerable margin.
Yep.
Lost to the Panthers. So it's like good teams. When they play good teams, they get absolutely blown out. And when they play anybody else,
It just worries me because it's a division game.
Sure.
That's the only reason.
yeah,
What did you say the line was?
9.5. So 10 points. So do the Dolphins? Can the Bills win 28-18?
last time they played, Bills won by 10.
Yeah.
I believe the
So-
Bills can win 28-18. I believe they can win 31-21. I don't believe that's out of the question. I believe it's more likely than them winning 24-27. So
Yeah. Give me
I
the
would-
Bills plus 9 or minus
I'll-
9.
I'll lean Bills. Riley?
Yeah, I'll go with Bills.
All right. Texans hosting the Jags. Texans are minus 1.5 at home. Give me the Texans right now. The Jags are not some really good team. The over-under said it's 37.5. The Texans are the number 1 points per game defense in the NFL. They gave up 18 points last week, and their points per game went up. So give me the Texans. At home, all day.
Another divisional game. I think it could go either way. I think Jacksonville has the makings of a team that they got to start early. I mean, honestly, and they can really finish games as well. And I think Houston and Jacksonville are, even though their record is opposite,
Yeah.
I think they are a very similar team. A quarterback who's drafted in the first round, who everybody,
Mhm.
a lot of hype around him, and then just hasn't really performed well outside of their first year. So I think this could go either way. I like Jacksonville on this one, though.
Riley,
CJ Stroud is playing, right? He left early.
as far as I know,
Okay. Then yeah, give me the Texans.
I'm assuming CJ Stroud plays.
Yeah. If it's the Mills guy, I would lean Jacksonville.
If it's the Mills guy, I'm rocking even harder with Texans.
Not Davis.
Yeah, dude, Davis, brother Davis, bro. We know him. We got him.
Through the
All right.
family tree, family
Yeah.
chorus.
Yeah, family tree, bro. You know my rocket arm. You know what I got. All right, Vikings plus 4.5 against the Ravens at home. I hate to say it. I like the Vikings plus 4.5, man. If we lose this game at home, I see it being a 3-point game for sure. So, I mean, I'm not saying that we're going to win this game. I believe we'll win this game, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, you're crazy if you think the Ravens are coming into our house. But we held Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery to a combined 65 total yards, not rushing yards, total yards. The run defense was a liability earlier in the season, and it has been. I believe they fixed it with the bye week. They got their head on straight. They figured out what they need to do to, fit the run gap better. And there's no better team at establishing the run than the Detroit Lions. There's just not. And we went in to their house and showed we can stop that. We can keep them from doing that. And I'm not going to sit here and be like the Ravens are cake compared to the Lions, but I mean they're on a similar level. And if we can do it to the Lions, I believe we can do it to the Ravens. And I'm going to lean Vikings plus 4.5 because I believe if we lose, it'll be a 3-point loss.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't hate that line. The Ravens are 3-5.
But they played without their 2-1 with Lamar.
True, but still, those wins were pretty close when I feel like
100%.
They shouldn't have been. I feel like they should have been more favored for the Ravens,
Mhm.
personally, and they just didn't look very complete in the beginning. Now, they kind of seem like they're picking up some steam a little bit and getting together a little bit more, especially now that Lamar's back. But yeah, I mean, just with the Vikings' performance last week, I like the Vikings plus 4.
Riley?
I think this is a must-win for Baltimore. If they are wanting to make the playoffs, have any sort of push, they've got to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think they can afford to lose.
I think they
More
can afford to
than
lose one
2?
game, and it's
Yeah.
got to be a nothing game.
Yeah, they can afford to lose one game, and they play at Minnesota, at Cleveland, New York Jets at home, Bengals at home, Steelers at home, at Bengals, Patriots at home, at Packers, at Steelers. So those final 3 weeks, if they've lost a game going into those final 3 weeks, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Yeah. Now,
So-
I'm going to take Baltimore, and I think they're at two very different stages in their franchises. I think the Ravens are in their Super Bowl window. I think
they're at their end of their Super Bowl window for sure. Like their defense is
Yeah.
old. They had to pay a lot for it. I think they're at the end of that Super Bowl window, and they're gonna Lamar is looking at the team needing to revamp to help him in the future.
Yeah.
Buccaneers hosting the Patriots. Bucks are minus 2.5. I don't hate that. The over-under is set at 48.5. Give me the over. I think this is a 27-31 football game, 27-32, 28-30. This is a high-scoring game. This is going to be a shootout. Baker versus May, two guys who have been at the top of the MVP leaderboard this season. This is going to be a game. It's going to be a good game to watch. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Bucks back out there. They've been kind of. I mean, they're 6-2, but honestly, they don't look like
Nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody
Yeah.
looks that way. Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts are the closest team to a thing that's like unbeatable, that like just crazy good, and they have Daniel Jones leading them, and we all
Yeah.
know that Daniel Jones can play terribly at times. And I'm not saying he's a pumpkin or anything like that, but that's the fact. Like you think about the Chiefs and the Bills and these like teams that are like, oh, that's a top 5 football team. Like the Bills got manhandled by the Falcons this season already. Like we don't have that team this year, so that's why I think this is going to be such a high-scoring affair, and why I think it's going to be such a fun game to watch.
This looks like a game for sure. I'm going game of the week on this one.
Okay, Riley, who you got?
Since the conductor of the Baker train isn't here, I will climb aboard as co-captain. Give me the Buccaneers.
All right.
Baker's going to have himself a day.
All right, we need a live stream of Cooner and Sap watching that game together.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
That
We
would
need
be
those
awesome.
two. Just, absolute, just mayhem. That would be amazing. Bears hosting the Giants. Bears are -3.5. Spoon has been very adamant, Riley, that the Bears are just flat out not a good football team. That they're just not good. I think I've been picking the Bears weekly, and sometimes they let me down, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I think the Bears win this game by 3.5. I think they're a touchdown better than the Giants, especially at home. Ben Johnson, I said it last season. I hate that the Bears have Ben Johnson. It absolutely kills me. I think he's such a good offensive coach. He's proven that the defensive thing is not necessarily his strong suit so far, but he still has plenty of time to fix that. But yeah, give me the Bears -3.5 here.
I think if the Bears weren't a good football team, they would not have 5 wins. I think they are a good football team. I think they started a little bit slow, but they are clearly.
It's hard to start fast against the Buzzsaw. The 4-4 Buzzsaw that is the Minnesota Vikings.
So I definitely can see the Bears winning this Giants game.
Riley?
So, I think this is a must-win for the Bears. I'm going to take them to cover. Back to Spoon's point, I said it on the last episode. Like, I don't know what this team is.
Well, they're 6th in points for, and they're 29th in points given up. So they're a really good offensive football team with a bad defense.
Yes. And when they aren't getting turnovers, they've let up, a 50-piece to the Lions week 2 and 42 against Cincinnati.
So Riley, speaking of that, that's a good point. I'm looking at their stats here. In any game where they didn't get at least 3 turnovers and win the turnover battle by 3 or more, so that means 4 for the Bears, 1 for the other team, or 3 for the Bears, 0 for the other team, they have lost.
Yes.
All three of their losses, they failed to get 3 or more turnovers in.
And that's what I think Spoon's points are completely valid. Like, they have been winning football games. A win is a win. I'm not going to complain. It just.
But we're coming up on a tougher part of the schedule, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Keep things up realistic here. That you got the Giants, winnable game, absolutely winnable game. But then you go into Minnesota. That's going to be a tough game for you guys. You go Pittsburgh at home, going to be a tough game for you guys. You go to Philly, to Green Bay, then you get Cleveland, which is a winnable game, especially in Chicago. But then you get the Packers in Chicago. There's another tough game. And then you go to San Francisco. They're going to be healthy by then. That's going to be a tough game. And then you host the Lions to end the season. That's 8 tough games left.
Yeah. Now, they're going to have to look. I guess they're winning, but it doesn't look right. It's going to have to start looking right for them to finish the way they want the rest of the game.
The whole NFC North is getting ready to have an absolute crazy schedule coming up because the Vikings are coming into their toughest part of the schedule. The Bears we just talked about. The Packers have Philly this week. They have to go to Minnesota. They have to play Minnesota twice. They have to play the Bears twice. They have to play at Detroit still. Philly this week, at Denver. Like, they got tons of tough games coming up. And Detroit is in the same boat. Like I was like, okay, this is setting up for Detroit to have like already done their tough part of their schedule, and it's going to open up for them. They have at Washington, which is now not as tough of a game, but they go to Philly. They have to host the Packers. They have to host the Cowboys. They have to go to the Rams. Have to host the Steelers. Have to go to Minnesota, and then play you guys in Detroit. So there's 5 or 6 tough games for them left. So it's, they're looking at 10 or 11 wins, and it's not the winner of the NFC North this year is not going to be another 15-1 football team. It is, it's going to be a crazy, crazy little shakeout for the NFC North, wide open up there. Seahawks hosting the Cardinals. Seahawks are -6.5 with Jacoby Brissett playing the way he's playing. Give me the Cardinals +6.5. A 3-point victory for the Seahawks is probably what we're looking at here. I see like a 21-24 football game all day.
I think the Seahawks defense is much better than that. I think their offense can just absolutely get rolling. What's the spread?
6.5. They have to win by a touchdown.
Give me Seahawks by 10. I'd take them by 10.
By 10.
Yeah.
Okay, Riley.
I'm not sure I would go to 10.
I will say this, Dalton.
Jacoby Brissett is 1-2, and their one win is against guess who? The Cowboys.
Hold on. I will say this. Hear me out here. When Kyler,
Nope.
like
Lost
when you look
you.
at their stats,
What'd you say when Kyler Murray what?
when Kyler Murray played, he played much worse than Jacoby Brissett is playing. Jacoby Brissett is playing better in every category than Kyler Murray was. And when they played, did you lose me again?
Nope. There you go.
Okay. My computer on this side just froze. When they played at Arizona earlier this season, Arizona lost 23-20. So maybe I'm just getting too caught up in like what happened last time, but they're that kind of team. I think they play each other tough, and Jacoby Brissett is better, and I think he makes up for he's about a touchdown better per game. And so I think he makes up the difference for the Seahawks home field advantage, right? I think they would be 10-point favorites if Kyler was playing, but because Jacoby's playing so well, back down to 3. So that's not a guaranteed, I'm just giving my thoughts. Riley, what do you think?
I'm going to take Seahawks to cover, especially with them buying at the trade deadline. I think hopes are high in that locker room. I think they'll be good going into the game.
Okay. Commanders hosting the Lions. Lions -8.5. Give it to me all day. They are going to be pissed off that the Vikings just came into their house and gave them a little slap-see around. Not a big slap-see around, just a little one. I think the Lions cover this 8.5-point spread. No Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. This is a pretty easy game. Marcus Mariota is just Washington Geno Smith right now.
Yeah, he is what he is. He's not anything special.
Yeah. Carson Wentz, very high highs and also pretty low lows. It's unfortunate. I would have liked to see a full healthy 2 teams and a nice
I've been
revenge
arguing
game.
with a lot of Detroit fans this week, so some Detroit feed has popped up in my X, and Detroit Lions fans are kind of pissed. They're like, we wanted Jaden. We wanted a revenge game. This is not fair to us. And I'm like, way to make it about yourself. Way to make it about yourself, Detroit.
You're gonna get a win anyway, and if they lose, I'm not throwing.
If they lose,
but
you're gonna be looking at the world's most insufferable person if you're a Detroit Lions fan.
Detroit loses this game, that is a red flag. Obviously,
I'm gonna say this.
Be a turning point. It could be a turning point mixed with last week's loss for a downhill.
Can I get a little something off my chest real quick? I've never really talked much about I've talked about rivalries, and me and Riley have a fun rivalry with the Bears fans, and the Bears fans hate the Vikings fan, Vikings fans hate the Bears fan. And when we went to the game, there were some harsh words said to me as a Vikings fan. Understandably, they lost, they were upset, whatever. But for the most part, Bears fans have been very kind to me as a Vikings fan overall. They've either left me alone or just whatever, go away. Nobody's for the most part, ever made death threats. I think I've only had like 1 or 2 death threats as a Vikings fan from Bears fans. Packers fans, I cannot stand them. They are the most they're the most talk down to you fans ever. Like, oh, you're a Vikes fan? Ooh, yeah. Oof. Yeah, couldn't imagine that. Like, I will fight you right now. Fight me like a man. Like, it makes me so mad. But Lions fans, I'd always kind of had a shared misery with Lions fans. Like, they were the one person, like, we like kind of like looked at each other and just kind of like, we never really, we know, like, we're the two redheaded stepchildren. We don't have Super Bowls in the division, and these two punks over here think they're better than us, and we never really looked sideways at each other. In like 2019, I don't know why, but for some reason around that time, Lions fans decided we were the worst things on the planet. There was a random game at Ford Field, the Week 17 game. The Lions were like, they were eliminated from playoff contention. The Vikings were too, and it was the first game Ford Field had ever sold out. And it was just like that. From that game on, we have been public enemy number 1 in Detroit, and I do not understand why. To the point where, like, they were during the division championship game last year, the Week 18 game, they were like throwing stuff at the players' wives, and like 4 of the players' wives had to be escorted out of the building by police. Like, it has been the past 5 years against the Lions, every time have been like super intense, and it is given me the worst taste for Lions fans. And I am almost at Packer level hate with Lions fans right now. It is very much approaching that level, and my entire feed is full of nothing but Lions fans complaining that the referees gave the Vikings that game, and I am dying right now. But I just wanted to throw out that the Lions fans, for some reason, decided we were public enemy number 1, and maybe they just wanted like a real rivalry.
I think
like,
I think what it is you guys have always been rivals, right? You're in the same division.
Yeah,
right?
no,
So,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But it had never been a hatred.
Yeah,
it is a
but
hatred now.
Once a team starts getting good, which the Lions kind of picked up,
But this was like
getting
2
good,
or 3 years before that, even.
I understand that, but like the culture was changing, right? That's Dan Quinn had been there for a little bit.
No. I'm talking. This is like 3 years before Campbell even got there.
You said 2019.
This is like right after they traded Matthew Stafford.
You said 2019.
Yeah, Campbell didn't get there till 2021.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So this is like right after they traded Stafford. It was right around that time, and I have no clue why, but it did. It was like the first game Ford Field had sold out in like 10 years, standing room only, completely meaningless game. Neither team is in playoff contention, and they were just, let's kill the Vikings. And I'm like, what's this about? Like, we just came to Detroit.
Let me throw in one thing there. Bears did get their revenge game against the Commanders, so I hope that stings to all you Lions fans out there. You're going to have to wait. As for the game, I think the Lions get it. I expect them to cover. I hope that knife stings, knowing that you won't get your revenge game.
All right. I mean, Riley, have you noticed any more animosity between you and Lions fans in that time period?
Not really.
Because I feel like it's just pointed at us, and I don't know why.
The Vikings have been good. That's the Bears have not been good in a long time.
That's fair. All right.
2019, that was the 14 and.
Well, it was around the time they traded Stafford, a little before that, like right before that, like 2018, 2019, 2020, in there.
But that was when you guys were taking the division every year with Case Keenum, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the year that 2018 was, or 2017 was that season. So, but 2018 we were like 8-8. 2019 we did okay. Anyways, let's move on here. 49ers hosting the Rams. The 49ers are plus 3.5. Give me the Rams minus 3.5 all day in this game.
This is gonna be an interesting game. Slight game of the week here for me.
Yeah, the Niners won this game last time, and I think the Rams are gonna be pissed off.
Divisional game, Rams are looking pretty healthy. Devontae's looking great. Matthew Stafford's looking great. Mac Jones looking pretty good. So this will be a 3 o'clock game of the week for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Riley?
Yeah. Give me the Rams to cover.
Okay. Yep. I like it. I
think
like
they
it.
have the offensive firepower to put up a bunch of points. And I'm not believing so much in the Niners defense that I have before.
All right. Chargers hosting the Steelers. Steelers are +3 in LA. I like the Chargers here. Give me the Chargers -3. I think if it's a win, it's a push on 3-point maybe, but I think they can win this game. I think the Chargers can absolutely win this game. I think last week was kind of a one-off for the Steelers defensive front of just being dominant. I don't think they're gonna. Well, actually, now that I say that, the Chargers just lost Joe Alt. They're dealing with a lot of injuries on that line. I'm gonna switch it up actually, remembering that I was just thinking like powerful, but they don't have the linemen to run the style of offense they want. I'm gonna take the Steelers +3 here.
Yeah, I like the Steelers +3 for sure. The Chargers, I mean, they just a couple of
just too
their
injury
wins
ridden.
look, yeah, and a couple of their wins look sloppy, and a couple of their losses just looked like, what are you doing? Like, who do you got? Justin Herbert, you got Harbaugh over there. Like McConkey's not bad. Like, but they also did have Omarion Hampton go out, which was a huge part of the beginning of their
Yeah,
season.
100%.
If they had Omarion Hampton and a healthy Joe Alt, yeah, I give me
Rashawn Slater,
all
their
day.
star Joe Alt had to move to left tackle because their star left tackle, Rashawn Slater, is already injured. So now they're
Yeah.
down both their tackles. They're down an offensive guard. They're down their center.
Yep.
We watched what happened with the Vikings and Carson Wentz when you can't protect.
Give me the Steelers.
Herbert's all world. You have to have 11 dudes who can play.
Mm-hmm.
Riley?
You guys have made every point for me to pick the Steelers. But I'm picking the Chargers.
I'm telling Ty. I'm texting him right now.
That would do it. I would love to talk to him. I think, truthfully, I could name more players on the Steelers roster than Tyler.
Tyler's our cousin. We like to talk trash. All right. Well, you're picking the Chargers. We're picking the Steelers. Packers hosting the Eagles. Give me the Eagles +2.5. Oh my God. I think the Eagles are going to dominate this football game. You heard it here first. I think this is going to be a close first half. It's going to be 7-10 in the first half. And then the Eagles are going to not look back. And it's going to finish like 28-14, 32-14. I think the Eagles are going to get Saquon going this week.
Anytime Eagles Packers play each other, as a Cowboys fan, all I say is the same thing. I hope they both lose.
Yeah.
That being said, I think the Eagles are going to shellac these Packers. Yeah, they just look sad. Their wins or their losses are bad losses.
Yeah.
And
I think it's fitting. It both like several times this season I've seen Packers proclaimed they're the class of the NFC. They're the 1 seed in the NFC. First of all, they're the 1 seed because they have a tie because they couldn't beat the Cowboys. And I'm sorry, that's not a dog on you. It's just
everyone's
reality.
beating the Cowboys.
And it's just one of those things. And I absolutely think the Eagles are a good football team. I think they're going to dominate the ground game, and I believe they're going to get a win. Riley?
So I think this could be a turning point in the Packers season. And hear me out on this. With the tough part of the schedule coming up, they're going to be coming into this game angry about what happened with Carolina. If they get smacked by the Eagles, which I think is a real possibility, I would take the Eagles to cover. I think that feeling of anger turns into a feeling of hopelessness. Because you can't beat Carolina. You can't beat Philly when you're angry. And were they looking ahead from Carolina to the Eagles?
Probably.
I don't know. But if they lose those 2 games, one they should have won and one that they believe they could have won and get smacked in, I think the rest of their season could look very good.
I think that, like, Jordan Love, when you look at his overall statistics to the start of his career, is a good quarterback. Like you're like, oh, this guy's pretty good. He's done things that only Brady and Rodgers and Manning and all these great guys have done, right? But when you watch him play, he has one to 4 games a season where you're like, oh wow, that guy's all world. And then the rest of the games, you're like, how does like, okay, what? Like, okay, he played pretty good, but like this decision, like there's the 4th and 6th play in the end zone. I've been arguing with Packers fans a lot about this actually, and it is. I could probably pull it up real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. I'll pull it up on the screen. There's you guys know the play I'm talking about? So I don't think it's gonna let me. Yeah, no, you have to log in. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, here we go. Here we go now. Isn't that the thing? Is that the thing, Dalton? Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that one. So here we go. So I'm gonna pull it up here. So I've been arguing a lot with Packers fans. This is on that 4th and 6th play. So I'm gonna expose myself here. So here's Jordan Love, right? Here's the 4th and 6th play. He throws it back over. He like takes 2 more steps and then just chucks it back over here in like a Hail Mary effort, but he misses. There is a guy right here, and I will acknowledge that. I think right here. There is a guy right there. But if Jordan Love throws it at like the A, right? Like between the A and the K, that's a touchdown. And I've noticed that a lot of people were dogging on the receivers of, oh, you didn't get open. Of course he chucked it up there. It was a Hail Mary. It was 4th and 6. No, he missed the open guy. There was somebody open and he missed him. And it's those plays where he's loading up, looking right at the guy, completely misses it, and throws it up in a Hail Mary. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's those plays with Jordan Love where you're like, you're so close. And then there was the interception earlier in the game up into triple coverage where it was 10 yards short of Christian Watson, who was already double covered, right? It's those plays. But then he goes out like against the Steelers and goes 20 for 20 with 4 touchdowns. And you're like, whoa, where'd this guy come from? So I can't trust Jordan Love to be who he can be all the time. And so that leads me to have doubts about the Packers as legitimate contenders. And that's not me talking as a Vikings fan. That's me talking as a football fan and a football analyst of Jordan Love has proven to me he can't win when he needs to, or he can't win consistently when he needs to. And that's my biggest issue. We're talking about the Super Bowl champion Eagles. No, they're not the exact same team. Yes, they can still be dominant. I'm taking the Eagles. All right. Is there anything either of you wants to get off your chest for this week before we end the show?
Nazar.
The only thing I want to get off my chest is JJ McCarthy is him. He is Himothy. He is him. He has some growing to do. He has some, he missed some easy throws. Like I'm like, you cannot miss those as an NFL quarterback throws. And he acknowledged it. He took full responsibility and said, I was too amped up. I was trying to do too much. I need to calm down. I need to do the right thing. And that's really easy to say. I want to see him do it. Like, I don't want to hear you do it. I want to see you do it. But he's had 2 full weeks of practice in 9 weeks, and we're going to see.
I do. What is Ashton Genty's season high in rushing?
Let's see. It is currently 64 yards against the Bears. Oh, no, that's his long. 138 yards against the Bears.
138?
Yeah, he had 138 against the Bears, 75 against the Titans, 63 against Washington. He had 109 scrimmage yards against the Colts, 86 against the Titans, 90 against Jacksonville.
There was a running back this week who, in his first career start, put up more yards than Ashton Genty, the first-round pick. Do you know who that running back was?
Kyle Monogamy.
Kyle Monangai.
Monangai? Okay, I haven't heard his name.
I am a Monangai guy.
Monangai guy.
Looked all worldly.
Okay, hold on. roll your train back just a little bit. This is against the Cincinnati defense that is setting a record for fantasy football and being the all-time worst fantasy football defense against running backs. So the Cincinnati defense is prone to this.
Can you name another running back who had 200 total yards in his first start?
Rico Dowdle earlier this season.
In his first career start?
Oh, first career start? That I don't know.
Yes. This was Monungai's first career start. It may have been his first game with over 5 carries.
I will say that the Bengals did just give up over 200 yards rushing last week, and they have yet to give up less than 120 since week 1. Week 1 against the Browns, they only gave up 49, which is wild. And then every week since then, they gave up 140, 170, 180, 120, 150, 150, 250, 280. So, like I said,
280 to us.
Yeah, 283.
I didn't realize. I knew he had like a $170 on the ground. I didn't realize. I guess there was a bunch of end rounds and.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling, and I think that has a large part to do with the fact that the Bears are a top 5 rushing offense. You guys are a good rushing football team, so you take a good rushing football team and maybe one of the worst rushing defenses of all time. I'm going to put this more on the offense than Kyle himself, not to discredit him and not to say he can't do it again, because I'm going to take your word for it. But even after that huge day, he's still averaging only 5 yards a carry. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's see a little more. But I like the optimism for you. I like the optimism. All right. Anything from you, Dalt? All good?
No, sir.
All right. Well,
Happy to have a bye.
well bye. All right.